Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing absolutely well. I know I haven't really posted in the last 3 days, but that's because I've been over on X and Truth Social trying to get people over to my YouTube channel because YouTube's algorithm is, well, to say the least. But we're here now, and that's all that matters. A lot has happened in the last 3 days. I did want to talk about it in video form, so that's what we're doing here today. I do got 3 stories, and then I'm going to come back later and do a couple more. But the first thing I wanted to talk about today was actually an audio just got released by the Coast Guard regarding the Titan submarine. It's their final moments before implosion, is what it says. I haven't listened to it. I wanted you guys to listen to it for the first time with me. This is probably going to be the last update we're going to get about the submarine, sadly. But let's just go ahead and give it a listen. I thought an implosion was instant. I didn't know an implosion made sounds for that long. Or was it that right here the implosion happens, but then the water is trying to like resettle and it's bouncing off the metal again, like that, and it's making a sound? And then it's like losing inertia, or yeah, I think inertia is the right word. It's losing kinetic energy and it eventually just settles. I'm not an audio engineer, or have I ever been in the ocean, so I probably don't know what I'm talking about. That's just what it sounds like to me. I thought it was instant though. Yeah, and then it dies out. Hmm. Still very, very sad. I do feel for everybody that was on the submarine. Although they did make mistakes from what I remember. A new audio recording released by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration appears to have captured the 2023 implosion of the Titan submarine. In the 23-second long clip released by the US Coast Guard on Friday, it's not Friday, it's Thursday. Right? Yeah, that must be a publication error. On Friday, you can hear a static-like growl louder than a rolling boom. The audio goes silent seconds later. Officials called the noise the suspected acoustic signature of the implosion. The sounds were recorded by a monitor approximately 900 miles from the implosion site. Man, they can hear sound from 900 miles away? How the hell does that work? The Titan submersible was on a tourist expedition. Yep. We already know all that. 5 people were on board. We knew that too. The Coast Guard held a series of hearings last year on the implosion as part of its ongoing investigation. In one of the most chilling moments, officials revealed one of the final messages the crew of the vessel sent before it was crushed by the ocean pressure. All good here. Yeah, well, apparently it was not all good here. A lawsuit filed by the family of one of the victims alleges that all 5 passengers on board likely experienced terror and anguish in their final moments. Bruh, this person's acting like they didn't just get millions or billions of dollars the month after their family member died. And humans are pathetic creatures, I tell you. Anyways, the crew may well have heard the carbon fibers crackling noise grow more intense as the weight of the water pressed on the Titan's hull, the lawsuit said. The Coast Guard is expected to release a final report on the implosion as part of its investigation. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about this. What I've always thought about this Titan submarine is it sounds like a bit of foreshadowing, doesn't it? It sounds like just imagine in 8 to 20 years, we're gonna have private companies sending billionaires, millionaires, and their kids up into space, and we're gonna have essentially this situation, but instead of the water, it's gonna be in space. That's what it sounds like to me. It already sounds like the beginning of a space thriller, except the scarier part is it's only 8 to 20 years away. All right, enough of that. Let's get on to the next story. I saw this. I've been following this guy, and he made a couple posts about this, so I'm assuming that something happened. Let's go ahead and give it a watch.
Are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me, which side are you on?
Freedom.
Which side
What side I'm
are
on?
you on? We'll fight against Doge. We'll fight Elon Musk.
How are you going to do that? By more chanting?
No Elon scab within our walls. We'll fight from dawn to dusk. Oh, which side are you on?
Bro, all these people are on Medicare. Look at these people. Come get your grandmas. Take them back to the nursing home.
Which side are you on? Tell me. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Trump's coming for our unions. He wants us all to fail. He wants us to bow to him, but we want him in jail.
They must not remember what Biden did to the port strikes, the railway strikes, and both trucker strikes. You guys remember what he did? He said that they were a danger to national security or something, or the health of the nation or something like that. And he shut down all the protests. What the hell are they talking about?
Are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me. Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Is that all they're gonna say?
In the capital city, there are no neutrals found. You're either with the union or a scabby Musk bloodhound. Oh, which side are you on?
It's a little catchy, I'll give him that, but it's also cringe as hell. And it sounds like they're being sent to go work on a railroad or something. Fucking hell. Damn, we're already done with 2? Okay. The third thing I wanted to talk about, it seemed like a huge story. I don't know if people are talking about it. I really hope they are. Anna Paulina Luna to lead the task force on declassification of JFK assassination records and the Epstein client list. 2 things we have always wanted answers to. We're finally going to get answers to. Now, I haven't read any of the JFK assassination records or files that have come out in the last year or 2. But I'm just gonna, my previous assumption is 2 people shot him. 1 was outside, more than likely the mob or the CIA. But essentially the mob was in control of the CIA. And I think Kennedy's father had ties to the mob. And when John F. Kennedy wanted to become president, he used his dad's fame and connections to the mob. The mob got him in. He was supposed to grant the mob clemency, right? Like a mercy. I won't investigate you or try to punish you or go after you sort of thing. They get JFK in there and JFK does the exact opposite. So from my understanding, that's probably the most likely culprit, but we're going to find out very soon from the way everybody's talking. Let's just go ahead and watch this video real quick.
Let's bring in Douglas Brinkley, presidential historian and history professor at Rice University. Douglas, good to see you as always. Here is RFK Jr. talking about his father's assassination on the All In podcast back in May. Watch this.
Do you believe they murdered or were involved in the murder of your uncle?
The CIA, yes, they were definitely involved in the murder and the 60-year cover-up. They're still not releasing the papers that legally they have to release.
Now,
I don't think there's any doubt.
Douglas,
I don't think I know much about Robert F. Kennedy's assassination, but it sounds like his son thinks it's the CIA. He didn't specifically say who, but that's what it sounds like to me.
your thoughts on this executive order signed by President Trump, and within a matter of days, he wants to see the plan to finally release all of it, not hold anything back from the CIA.
I think the time has come to release all of these documents.
And even if it's not the time, the CIA just got banished, so everything they've ever done needs to come out anyways, regardless of public perception. That's just my opinion.
So we've have so many conspiracy theories going out there, and over a period of time, batches have been released, but we might as well just get this done with and see what happened. Bobby Kennedy Jr., I've spoken to him over the years. He's been on a hobby horse about believing the CIA killed his father. I don't.
So, yeah, it sounds like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. thinks it was the CIA.
I'm not of that school, but he's taken the time to actually go meet Sirhan Sirhan, the charged and imprisoned assassin, and Bobby Jr. wanted him released. Coretta Scott King and the King family, particularly Dexter, went to meet James Earl Ray, who killed King, and they believed Ray was innocent. So, there's been this confusion in the country on all three assassinations, and this should be the last big step. But we will never know.
It's also really odd how they all have three initial abbreviations, and they were all three great, good men who were making change and all got assassinated in the same exact decade. I also think that is a really weird coincidence as well.
Destroyed somewhere along the line. Let's see if any redactions are still hanging.
I'm not saying it matters, but it definitely is just a coincidence. But I'm just saying it is weird for sure.
There, but the argument now after 50 years that it's we have to keep holding on to this stuff. I think transparency is good now.
Yep.
Just like Frank Church, a Democrat of Idaho, did after Watergate. There are these moments where you got to let this stuff out, and Trump committed to it, and he lived through with it with that executive order.
I think he's. It says something about his larger feeling about the CIA and about things that are kept from the public. And certainly after this much time, it seems like it should be out. But as you point out, there may be things that were destroyed, and we'll see what the redactions look like. But
here's my thing: if the government is here to serve the people, then why is information being kept from the people?
In any event.
That's like hiring somebody to run your business for night shift, right? That way you can go home and relax, but they refuse to tell you how business is going. They refuse to tell you what they're doing, what they're implementing, what they're thinking, what they're saying behind closed doors, what they're talking about once the customers leave. Could you really trust that employee?
It seems high time. It's interesting that Senator Blackburn, put out there today in this same vein that she wants to see the Jeffrey Epstein documents. She says he built a disgusting global sex trafficking network. Americans deserve to know exactly who was affiliated with this network. I get this question a lot, Douglas. I mean, what happened to the evidence that was found in Epstein's house? And, they went out of there with a treasure trove, they told us, of information.
That is a great question for Trump as well, because didn't all this happen under Trump? And it was Trump's FBI and Trump's CIA that would not release the Epstein files, wasn't it? And so what I want to know is what made Trump change his mind?
I don't know. And that's why I think the senators, asking for some transparency on that. It's clear that we're living in an age where people are suspicious of the federal government, and that's what this election
for good fucking reason.
Things that Trump.
Guys, we should always be suspicious of the federal government. It's us being suspicious of the federal government, even when we don't need to be, that they're always going to be getting audited, that they're always going to have eyes on them. If there's always eyes on them, they can't be rats and run to a dark corner. There is no dark corners. But the second we're not suspicious of them, and we try to go through a Y2K 2000 to 2010, everything's picture perfect kind of fucking mentality, then shit starts to fester.
Ran on. I'm sure Epstein might come up down the line, but maybe not. It's so close to our time. In the cases of both Kennedys and King, 50 years is an awful long time. Let's get it all out there and move on and see how the puzzle pieces meet.
Well, no, so he's saying it hasn't been that long for them to release the Epstein files, but my thing is the Epstein files are so important because all the payers, right, on this island are still alive. And I'm willing to bet more than half of them live inside the United States. It's not something we can just wait and sit on. Half of them are going to be dead. Actually, most of them are going to be dead. If not all of them are going to be dead if we wait 60 years. Sounds to me like he doesn't want it to come out.
Yeah, I brought up the name Thomas Crooks earlier today, and someone said, "Who's that?" And I said, "Doesn't that pretty much tell you
What?
everything you need to know?"
That's
This
right,
is the young
exactly.
man who tried to kill President Trump, and it's like we know absolutely nothing about this individual, and most people don't even know his name.
Yeah, and if I remember right, his house was completely wiped clean. It looked like a CIA op.
It's pretty stunning. So, Douglas, thank you as always. Good to see you.
Representative Anna Paulina Luna, Republican from Florida, will lead a new task force focused on declassification of federal secrets. I fucking love that term. Task force focused on the declassification of federal secrets. I love that. We've needed that for so many years, including records related to the assassinations of JFK, RFK, and MLK. And other documents. Wait, what? More documents. On MLK, I'm not sure too much about the conspiracy theories. If I had to make an educated guess, an inference, if you will, I'd be willing to bet it was the FBI director that had something to do with it at the time. Because wasn't he trying to set him up with his, I can't say the P word, can I? But he was trying to set him up with essentially things he did in the past, right? Things you're not supposed to watch online. House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer appointed Luna to chair the task force on the declassification of... It's an actual task force. I fucking love it, man. We ban the CIA and we make a new task force built solely around declassifying shit, man. It's almost like a dream come true, right? Luna is expected to focus on examining the declassification of materials in the public interest, including the client list of Jeffrey Epstein, and files relating to 9/11, COVID-19 origins, UFOs, and more. I wonder if the government is finally going to admit that they actually caused 9/11. We'll see. We'll have to see. And they did that indirectly, right? Through the CIA and... Actually, now that I think about it, it was the CIA that had Osama bin Laden as an operative. Well, if the CIA just got banished and Trump is wanting to release all the CIA records, then you could assume we might be figuring out something along those lines. COVID-19 origins, so what, Wuhan? Are we going to get something about Wuhan finally? UFOs and more? Sources told Fox News that Comer and Luna sent letters to the State Department relating to the origins. Okay, yep, pretty much already know that. The creation of the task force comes after Donald Trump signed an executive order telling Director of National Intelligence, which is Tulsi Gabbard, I believe, and other appropriate officials to present a plan for the full and complete release of all JFK records in 15 days. Wow. He also ordered officials immediately review the records relating to RFK and MLK, and they have 45 days regarding them. Hell yeah, that's what the hell I'm talking about. Put a damn time limit on it. Uh-oh, I see Wuhan. I see Wuhan. For too long, the federal government has kept information of public interest declassified, and the American people are demanding greater transparency. The secret has sowed distrust in our institutions, noting that the task force will build on Trump's administration's efforts to declassify records of national importance and ensure Americans get the answers they deserve. Representative Luna is committed to shining a light on the truth and ending the era of secrecy. Girl, the era of secrecy isn't an era. It's been happening since the dawn of time. But if we're talking about specifically America, yes, I guess you could say era, I suppose. The federal government has been hiding information from Americans for decades. What? We have spent years seeking information on the assassinations of both Kennedys and King, and other government secrets without success. It's time to give Americans the answers they deserve which is why I am honored to lead this bipartisan task force that seeks truth and transparency. They will also be investigating the UFOs. We will work alongside President Trump and his cabinet members to deliver truth to the American people. From this moment forward, we will restore trust through transparency. Okay, it sounds like everything we've ever wanted, right? But I love how normies called us insane for decades while we were actually the most sane people out there, right? It's really telling of society's intelligence and their ignorance. They always want to go and climb in your boat when they realize there's a sinking. That's really what it is. Maybe I should explain that a bit better. Think about it like this, okay? This is from my perspective. I have a boat made out of oak, and they have a big wooden yacht, a wooden superboat, if you will, but it's made out of white pine, which looks pretty, but it's very easy to rot, and it's soft. It's not very hard. It's flexible. It's the most flexible wood out there, I believe. So yeah, they got a pretty big superboat, and I just have a small oak boat. However, because I know what I'm doing and I know what I'm talking about, I can be confident in my small boat. They all have a big, beautiful boat, and they all sit there and they laugh at us and they point fingers at us and they call us crazy and they call us doomers for not having fun, and they call us all these names, and they sit there and they laugh and laugh and laugh while their boat is rotting. 5 years later, it starts to sink. They're still laughing, but now they're not as high. Now their boat is half sunk. They're still laughing though. And you're still just chilling in your little oak boat. They keep sinking and sinking and sinking, and now all 150 people on that boat, oh my God, what the hell did we do? We had no idea our boat was going to sink, and then they see your boat in an ocean with nothing in it. And so then they all try coming to your fucking boat. Well, you know what? Get the fuck off, because I ain't letting you on my boat, alright? Anyways, that's what I mean by what I just said there. That was it. RFK Jr. just got confirmed as the health secretary. I'm going to be talking about that later tonight, not right now. But yeah, you guys go ahead. Have a great day. I will see you later.